What if I told you that some of the most confusing things you hear from women aren't actually confusing at all? What if I told you they're actually crystal clear signals, like a giant, flashing neon sign telling you to head for the nearest exit? Most guys, we hear these things and we go into detective mode. We pull out our magnifying glass, we start analyzing, we call up our buddies for a roundtable discussion, trying to crack the code. But here's the secret. There is no code. You're trying to solve a puzzle that's already been solved for you. Today we're cutting through the noise. I'm going to give you 5 things women say that are your cue to gracefully, respectfully, and immediately walk away. Think of me as your big brother who's already made all the mistakes, so you don't have to. Let's get into it. The first one is a classic, and it's delivered with such sweet, reasonable tones that most guys miss the bright red flag flapping in the wind. And that is, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. Now, on the surface, this sounds mature. It sounds responsible. And you, being the good guy you are, probably think, okay, I can wait. I can be patient. I'll show her I'm worth it. Wrong. Let me translate this for you. What she is almost always saying is, I'm not ready for a relationship with you. Ouch. I know, that stings a little, but it's the truth. Think of it like this. You walk into your favorite restaurant, you're starving, you're ready to order the best thing on the menu, but the waiter comes over and says, the chef isn't ready to cook right now. You wouldn't just sit there for 3 hours hoping he changes his mind, would you? Of course not. You would go somewhere else that's ready to serve you. A woman who is truly ready for a relationship and who sees you as the man she wants to be in that relationship with will be ready. It's that simple. When you hear, I'm not ready, what she's offering you is a position as a placeholder, a maybe later guy, and you, my friend, are nobody's maybe. So when you hear those words, you smile, you tell her you understand, and you walk away to find a restaurant where the chef is excited to cook for you. All right, let's move on to the next verbal landmine. This one is a little more subtle, a little more sneaky. It often comes up when you're talking about the future, or when you're trying to define what you two are. And it's this: I'm just going with the flow. Oh, the chill, breezy, go with the flow girl. It sounds so relaxed, so modern, so non-committal. And that's exactly what it is. A complete and total lack of intention. Imagine you're building a house. You have the blueprints, you've got the foundation laid, you're ready to start putting up the walls. And you ask your construction partner, hey, where do you think this wall should go? And they just shrug and say, I'm just going with the flow, man. You'd fire them on the spot. You can't build anything real, anything lasting, with someone who has no intention, no vision, and no desire to build with you. A relationship is a collaborative project. It requires 2 people actively participating, making decisions, and moving towards a shared goal. Going with the flow is the verbal equivalent of sitting on the couch, eating chips, while you're doing all the heavy lifting. It means she's happy to enjoy the ride as long as it's convenient and easy, but the moment it requires effort or a real decision, she's out. Don't be the guy who builds a mansion for someone who is only ever interested in camping in the backyard. When you hear, I'm just going with the flow, you paddle your own canoe right out of there. Now, this next one is a real mind bender. It's the kind of statement that can make you question your own sanity. You'll have a disagreement, or you'll bring up something that's bothering you, and in response you'll get some version of, you're just too sensitive, or why are you making such a big deal out of this? This, my friends, is a masterclass in emotional manipulation. It's a deflection tactic designed to make you the problem, instead of addressing the actual issue. It's like you've discovered a crack in the foundation of the house you're building, and you point it out. And your partner, instead of looking at the crack, looks at you and says, you know, you're just too obsessed with foundations. You always find something wrong. Suddenly, the conversation isn't about the very real problem that could bring the whole house down. It's about your supposed character flaws. A good partner, a woman who respects you, will listen to your concerns. She won't always agree, and that's fine, but she will validate your feelings. She won't dismiss them. When your feelings are consistently being labeled as an overreaction, it's not a sign for you to become less sensitive. It's a sign that you're trying to connect with someone who has no interest in understanding you. That's a lonely road, and you deserve better than to walk it alone. So the next time you're told you're too sensitive, you say, "You're right. I am sensitive enough to know this isn't working for me," and you walk away. Okay, moving on to number 4. This one is a crowd favorite, often found in the company of its close cousin. He's just a friend. It's when she says, "My ex and I are still really good friends." Now hold on. Before you jump down my throat, am I saying it's impossible for exes to be friends? No. But in the early stages of a new relationship, it is a massive, complicated, and often unnecessary hurdle. And her insistence on it, especially if it makes you uncomfortable, is a signal. Think of your relationship like a new garden you're trying to grow. You've tilled the soil, you've planted the seeds. It's a delicate ecosystem. Now, imagine her insisting on planting a fully grown, deep-rooted tree from her old garden right in the middle of your new one. That old tree is going to cast a shadow. It's going to suck up a lot of the water and nutrients. It's going to make it very difficult for your new seeds to grow. A woman who is truly ready to build something new with you will be focused on nurturing the new garden. She will be sensitive to the fact that a constant reminder of a past relationship might not be the healthiest thing for the present one. If she dismisses your feelings about it, if she makes you feel like you're being controlling for even questioning it, she's telling you that her past is more important than her future with you. Don't compete with ghosts. Find a woman who wants to plant a new garden with new seeds and is willing to leave the old trees in the old forest. And finally, the 5th thing a woman will say that means you should walk away. This one is perhaps the most important because it goes to the core of your value as a man. It's any statement that starts with, "A real man would." As in, a real man would buy me this, or a real man would already know what I'm thinking, or a real man wouldn't be so, whatever you're being. This phrase is a weapon. It's a test. And it's a test you are designed to fail. This isn't a request. It's a challenge to your very identity. It's an attempt to control you by questioning your masculinity. It's like someone handing you a video game controller and saying, "A real gamer would beat this level with their eyes closed." It's a setup. It's designed to make you feel inadequate, to make you feel like you constantly have to prove yourself. A healthy relationship is built on acceptance and respect, not on a never-ending series of tests and qualifications. The right woman for you won't dangle your masculinity in front of you like a carrot on a stick. She will respect the man you are right now, not the man she thinks you should be. The moment you hear, "A real man would," the only winning move is not to play. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone who uses your identity as leverage. The most powerful, real man thing you can do is walk away from a game you can't win. So there you have it. 5 seemingly innocent phrases that are actually your get-out-of-jail-free cards. I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm just going with the flow. You're too sensitive. My ex and I are great friends. And a real man would. These aren't codes to be cracked. They are clear statements of intent or lack thereof. Walking away isn't about being cold or cruel. It's about respecting yourself. It's about knowing your own value and refusing to settle for a situation that diminishes you. It's about understanding that your time, your energy, and your heart are your most valuable resources. Don't invest them in a project that's doomed from the start. Be the man who is brave enough to walk away from what isn't right so you can be free to find what is. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And leave a comment below. What's a phrase you've heard that was your signal to walk away? I want to hear about it. This is Goodbye, Mr. Nice, where we stop seeking approval and start earning respect. Until next time, know your worth.